Hello and welcome to Legalese. My name is Vincent Perryman and I am a local attorney with the law offices of J. Vincent Perryman. Each month, Legalese focuses on a wide range of legal issues and topics. Today's show covers post-divorce litigation. With us now is Bill Jones of the Jones Law Firm. Bill, thanks for being with us again.
It's great to be back on.
So everybody in the world knows what divorce is.
Sure.
But I think most of what the divorce practice is takes place after the divorce.
You know, it's one of those creatures that just never seems to go away. I can get the final decree of divorce, I can get two folks separated, but there always seem to be issues that either we didn't plan for or issues that creep their head up because of a change in circumstance. And it's not a lost cause. There are things and there are avenues that we can go in and we can either correct problems or we can change the terms that were initially agreed upon or that were ordered by the court. Probably the main area that we see it is in the permanent parenting plan. As you know, when two parties get divorced and they've got children, they enter into a parenting plan, and that's a document that you can find out on the web. You can find it on our website. The problem with a parenting plan, generally we're doing those for young children, and kids are kids until they're 18 as far as the law is concerned here in Tennessee. Nothing that I do today is going to be good for that family in 12 years. So we need to be able to go back in and change. And the way that we do that is a petition to modify. I don't know if you've ever had any experience with filing them. I think you've done several yourself, haven't you?
I have, and just so we go to step back a little bit in case
Yeah.
we've got anybody out there sort of scratching their head on a parenting plan, what that is basically it's the contract that says how parent A and parent B are going to spend time with the children and who's going to provide the necessities.
Sure. Children aren't treated like property. They're treated a little differently. In a divorce, you're going to separate assets, you're going to separate debts, and then the main focus of the divorce should be in dividing up parenting time so that we can provide for those children. And that's one of the main documents that folks really invest their time and their energy and their efforts in, because we want to make sure that we do what's right and what's in the best interest of the child. Following suit with that is the ability to come back in and alter and change the parenting plan. If we do a plan where, let's say Dad lives in Missouri, and we give Dad the third week of every month, the child's going to go to Missouri and stay there with Dad. Well, that's a great plan. It allows Dad to have time. It allows the child to stay in Memphis the majority of the time. But when that child turns 5, when that child enters school, that plan's not going to work anymore. So we need to be able to go back in and we need to be able to renegotiate it. The same thing happens when kids turn 14, 15. They start getting extracurricular activities. And it may be Dad's time, but they may have a football game or a camp. Something that needs to be ordered, changed by the court. And the way that we do that is we can file a petition to modify, but what I like to encourage folks to do is sit down and have an adult conversation with your spouse. I know that in talking with you off camera, you're a big proponent, like I am, of just using some common sense, trying to get some practical solutions to problems without involving the court. So the first thing we're gonna encourage you to do is talk with your ex-spouse and say, okay, what we've got now isn't working. Can we modify it? And if you two can agree on it, then it's just a simple matter of getting an attorney to write up those documents and filing it with the court. If you can agree, the next step I would always encourage people to do is go to mediation. Go to mediation, sit down with a neutral third party, and see if they can work out an agreement amongst you. If we can get that done, then really we sit down, we put pen to paper, we write it up, and we go with that plan as long as it'll last. But because we're dealing with human beings, because we're not dealing with property, it's probably going to need to be changed down the line. That's the main goal in raising a child, is trying to do what's best for them. And if that means we need to alter the plan, let's do it. Let's work together and let's solve it. Our last fallback should be to go in front of the court and say, Your Honor, this isn't working. I think this is what's best for the child. They think this is what's best for the child. We need Your Honor to tell us what's best for the child.
Now, a question that I get a lot, and it's one that probably viewers have right now, is, well, if we can come to an agreement, why do we need an attorney to draft that up and the court to bless it?
Yeah, you're going to need the court to bless it because things may be going great now, but there was a point in time when you guys did not get along. There was a point in time where you didn't work hand in hand, and that's when the divorce occurred. We hope that won't happen again, but you need a fallback. You need something concrete in writing that says this is how it's going to be altered and amended. So when your ex-husband gets that new girlfriend, or when your ex-wife marries that new man, things are going to be a little stressful for a while. You need something concrete in writing that says, regardless of what I'm feeling right now, this is what we agreed we would do in order to provide for our children. So whether or not you need an attorney, that's going to depend upon your level of expertise and how comfortable you are with documents. You certainly can draw them up, but you're going to be held to the same level as an attorney. Mm-hmm. On something that important, I would always advise that you go consult with an attorney and have them draft that paperwork for you. They can get it before the court, and they can get it signed by a judge probably a lot quicker than you can.
Yeah, and I guess in the most simple terms, by having that modification approved by the judge, you've now got a third party that will enforce it should somebody just go completely nuts.
That's right. That's right. The other big time that we see it is child support when it comes to children. Kids grow up, and when they do, they fall off child support.
Well, we'll come back to child support when we return, and we'll continue our discussion with Bill Jones about post-divorce litigation. Please stay with us.